So I live in New York City. It is easily the grossest city on the planet, bar none. Here's how disgusting New York City is. A doctor from New York City went to Africa. He contracted Ebola. He came back to New York City. He then rode the subway all over the city. All over. No one else got Ebola. That's right, the germs already on the train. Beat the heck out of Ebola before anybody else could even get sick. Are you coming on my turf? Are you the Yahad? You're from Africa? I'm from the Bronx. You want to do this? I got friends. Bring it. We have the strongest immune systems just from going to work. I'm not even going to vaccinate my kids. I'm just going to have them lick stuff on the subway. Sir, your daughter's chewing on the seat. She better. That's her flu shot this year. Keep going. I don't need health insurance. I got a Metro card. We're going to be fine. Rush hour is the best. They cram you in those trains so tight. Every time the train moves, it's like a full-body physical from everybody around you. You're standing right next to the right person. You're going to learn some stuff. I was crammed in there so tight last week, I found a lump in some lady's neck. I know. I was like, ma'am, I hate to bother you, but the sign says if you see something, say something. You might want to get that checked out. I live in Brooklyn. I live with my girlfriend. We're in a pretty serious relationship. We are married. I think this might be the one. You never know. No, my girlfriend is, or my wife is awesome. She's a doctor. So laugh, don't laugh. I don't need your money. I win. Yes, that's right. I started dating her because I didn't have health insurance, and I was like, all right, friends with benefits. It goes both ways because apparently, if you date a comedian, you got to write him off on your taxes as a dependent. Pick one up. She actually had to be a doctor on a plane recently, which was crazy. We were flying, and there was a medical emergency on board, and she had to help out. We were flying to Denver, Colorado, on Spirit Airlines, because she's a terrible doctor. And, oh, you've flown it? It's the public bus of airlines. It's absolutely horrific. I don't know if you guys actually know how it got its name. About 35 years ago, an entrepreneur was like, listen, I'm going to put wings on a Greyhound bus, and nobody's going to stop me. And somebody else was like, that's the Spirit. It's the worst airline in the world. Anyway, we were halfway there, and the sky waitress comes on, and she goes, oh my gosh, somebody's been hurt. Is there a doctor on board? And everybody laughed and laughed and laughed, because it's Spirit. There's barely a pilot on board. She was like, seriously, calm down. Is there anyone with any medical experience? Is there a nurse, an EMT? She started getting really desperate. Is there a lifeguard? Is anyone watching Grey's Anatomy? Is there anybody that can do anything? Finally, my wife goes up front and starts helping this lady out, and the pilot comes out of the cockpit, and she was like, I didn't know you were here. And he goes, thank you so much for helping out. He goes, since this is a medical emergency, and you're the doctor on board, he goes, you're now in charge of the plane. Yeah, true story, true story. He goes, you tell me when and where to put this thing down, and I'll do it. And I was like, Hawaii, Hawaii. What a vacation. My wife and I have been married for 7 years now, and it's wonderful. I absolutely love it. It's amazing. It's amazing. Everything changes once you get married. Once you spend all of that time with somebody, you don't understand. You cannot comprehend the range of emotions you could feel for a person until you're married, until you spend every day with that person. You know, like sometimes I'll come home late at night after doing shows, and I'll see my wife sleeping in our bed, and I'll think to myself, my God, I'm the luckiest man in the world. Yeah, I can't believe that this woman would spend a moment with me, let alone her entire life. Can't believe how blessed I am. And sometimes I'll come home late at night after doing shows, and I'll see that same woman in that same bed. And I'll think to myself, I could put this pillow. And that's what love is, ladies and gentlemen. Love is putting down that pillow. Trying to keep the spark alive. You gotta keep the spark alive. I read recently the best way to keep the spark alive in a relationship is you gotta keep the mystery. You gotta keep mystery in the relationship to keep the spark alive. After reading that, I started hiding my wife's stuff. Yeah. She's like, where are my keys? And I'm like, romance is in the air. My wife and I did take our relationship to the next level recently. We got a Costco membership. Yeah, marriage is till death, but 300 toothbrushes, that's forever. I had never been to a Costco. It's an amazing place. If you haven't been, it is a club. It's a very exclusive club. There's a membership process you have to go through. You have to stand in a line and you have to give them $60. That's the whole process. And then you get in there and it's a magical wonderland. It's like a dark mirror that shows you all of your bad habits, but magnified 1,000 times. I went in there and I saw a brick of cheese the size of a car battery, and I was like, yeah! The expiration date said 3 weeks, and I was like, it's go time! Let's do this! Yeah. I haven't pooped in a month and a half, but I finished it. Yeah. The money you save on toilet paper alone, it is an amazing story. It's wonderful. It's wild. They give you samples, which I find hilarious. Did you like that little bite of hot dog? Would you like 486 of them? You can have that. Yeah. They have an optometrist there, so you can get your eyes checked. I don't need my eyes checked. I need a cardiologist. Did you see my cart? I bought 43 pounds of bacon. I don't need contacts, but I'm gonna need a couple stints by the end of this week. The first time I was there, I walked in there and I saw clothes, and I thought that was so funny. I thought that was so ridiculous. I'm like, they have clothes at Costco. That is ridiculous. Who is buying clothes at Costco? And then I got my cart to the checkout, and I looked at all the food that I was gonna put into my body, and I said, wait, I'm gonna need bigger pants. Hey, did you know Dry Bar Comedy has its own app? Download it now to watch my whole special.